Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rachel Cush, and today I'm going to do a how I'm breastfeeding and pumping for twins. So if you've watched my birth update video, the full story, you would know that in the hospital I had two twin boys about 5 weeks ago, and unfortunately I was not able to pump the whole time because I was very sick. That led to me coming home to recoup about a little over a week after I had them with a low milk supply. So one of the things that I ended up doing was contacting a lactation consultant, because for about a week and a half I was pumping every 3 to 4 hours. I was trying to get the twins to latch and breastfeed, but they would latch and then give up after a while. I was worried I wasn't producing enough milk, and so I became super frustrated. At that time, I was really just pumping when I had the time. I was trying to get them to latch. They would latch for a couple minutes and then that would be it. So we were having to supplement with formula. They also had to supplement with formula because they came home before I did. And again, I was really ill in the hospital, so I didn't really have a lot of time to pump and do all the stuff I needed to. I was basically only pumping when I was well enough. Occasionally I was, sometimes the doctors would say, oh, okay, it's probably not a good idea for you to pump right now. And or they'd be like, okay, you can pump now, but it wasn't consistent. So I didn't really consistently start pumping until the Saturday after I had the boys, which was approximately 5 or 6 days after they were born. But after consulting with a lactation specialist here in Phoenix, Arizona, I was able to reach out to Holistic Lactation. She's amazing. She also had a breastfeeding challenge journey when she was breastfeeding her children, and so I think that someone who's gone through what you went through, who's become a professional and is doing it professionally, is someone that's pretty easy to relate to. So I had looked up lactation consultants to help me begin to produce more milk or get on a better schedule so I could pump more, and we had a consultation with her and it went awesome. So I am unfortunately struggling against a low milk supply. Again, that's just because I was unable to consistently pump or breastfeed. We also, during the lactation consultation, found out that the boys had both a lip and a tongue tie, which prevents them from using the full range of motion with their lips, so it can't flail out over the bottle to create good suction, or over the nipple to create good suction. And then also the tongue tie doesn't allow their tongue to move in like the wave motion, I guess, which is needed to massage the breast and get the milk out. So this is kind of like what I've changed and what I'm doing to basically bring my milk supply back up. Everything's been in place for about a little over a week, and so some of the stuff I just started a couple days ago, some of the stuff I've been doing since the beginning, and I'll just kind of go through like the things I'm doing and using and what I've changed. So in the beginning, I was pumping every 3 to 4 hours. I was using the Medela Pump and Style breast pump, which I got through my insurance. I hope that everybody who is pregnant with insurance knows that they can reach out to their provider to see what free breast pumps that they provide. I think my insurance provides one every 18 months. So if you have a baby and then another baby, you can get another breast pump. I started with that one. It is a air suction based pump. I like Medela because it has tons of accessories, came with 2 or 3 size flanges that go over the breast, and then it came with nursing pads. What else did it come with? A couple storage containers for the fridge. I was also not taking anything at all. I had not yet tried any like mother's milk tea or any of the herbs, because I had heard that while they work for some people, that it can be counterproductive for others depending on why you have a low milk supply. So I didn't really want to play around with herbs, especially because I'm also breastfeeding and I really wanted to know like what was safe and what wasn't. I was just like basically eating whenever I had time, because the twins are obviously very busy, like between eating, sleeping, and then waking up only an hour later to eat and poop and be put down and burped again. So I was skipping meals. I've also not been as good with hydration now that I'm not as hot as I was. I was really hot at the end of my pregnancy, so I was chugging water all the time. That I had stopped drinking as much water. I was still thirsty and drinking, but probably about I would say 3/4 of what I was drinking before, if not half. So after meeting with a lactation consultant and realizing that the boys had a tongue tie, we decided to do on that end to get them to a oral surgeon who specialized in lip and tongue ties and get that taken care of immediately. We are currently doing, it's called a frenectomy, and that is when they use like a laser that like cauterizes and cuts at the same time. It like basically opens and then immediately closes and seals off the wound. We're doing the follow-up care where we do like lip stretches and tongue stretches every 4 to 6 hours to help the boys heal. In the meantime, they're actually relearning to nurse and suck, and so it's kind of been a struggle with that, but they are getting better. I think it's been exactly a week since we got that done, and in the first couple days they were miserable. They were like awkward around the bottle. They were awkward on the breast, and now they're kind of getting back in the groove, but it's still a learning experience. I know people said it can take anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks for them to get back to where they were. Here are the things that the lactation consultant is having me do to help get my milk supply up. So the first thing was to be pumping every 2 to 3 hours, with 4 hours being the maximum at night. Let me tell you, that's extremely hard when you barely have time to eat, you don't have time to shower, but obviously it's very important to me, so I've been making it a priority. The goal is to pump at least 8 times a day. We hit that now, and also with adding in like having the boys nurse or try to nurse several times a day, whether they do or not, that's okay. It's just getting them back on the breast and getting them comfortable and making it like a happy place for them to be, so when they're ready to latch, they'll be willing and want to do it. And so to help with that, I've been keeping this like little pumping journal. It just like, I'm just like writing down everything, every hour that I pump and for how long. And that way I know I'm hitting like all of the pumping times that I need to throughout the day. So I keep this by my bed, and I keep the pen in it. So that has been helping me keep the amount of pumping that we're doing up. And that's been really important to getting the milk supply. Milk is a supply and demand. So the more that you pump, the more your body thinks, oh, I need to make more because they need more. And then the other part of the pumping journey is I ended up, she recommended getting a different pump. And this is the Spectra, I think, S1 Plus. And this is a pump that has the backflow protectors on it so that milk doesn't go back up into the machine. It's also this is a cordless one, so it's rechargeable. I just charge it and it lasts all day. This has way more settings. Like my Medela breast pump only had like low, medium, high, really high, where this has like how many pulses per minute. It has like the suckling, like the really quick pumping at first to bring milk out, and then the vacuum setting, which is how strong it is. And it has like a light, a 2 light for night, and then just the power button. And it's really, I really love this. The battery is great. The fact that you can move around with it is great. And then you just like, you know, pick this up. You can make it a single pump as well by taking one of these off and closing off the little valve there. So you can pump one breast at a time if you're nursing on one side. So I really like this. This is a pressure-based pump, I think. That's the difference between that and like the other pumps. It's way more gentle, and there's a lot more settings to help you control like the flow. Because I'm nursing, or because I'm trying to nurse and also pumping so often, I feel that my breasts are very tender, and so this pump has really helped with making pumping a little more comfortable. That being said, one of the other things that we did on the pumping side, outside of getting a new pump, one that is a little more powerful and also a little more portable, which is convenient for me since I'm pumping so much, we also got different size flanges. And your pump will come with like a couple. I think mine came from like a 24 or 27, but I needed a 19. So this is the one that I ended up with. It's compatible with, I'm pretty sure, a bunch of different pumps, but I just made sure it was compatible with the Spectra. And I got the right size flanges, which has helped considerably. And the last thing that has helped considerably with pumping with the machine on the machine side is this Earth Mama butter, and it is organic nipple butter, and it has, like, you put it on before you pump so that when the suction is pulling your nipple into the flange and it's rubbing on the side of this a little bit, it doesn't hurt and it's not as irritating. So these fit onto the Spectra bottles, and then you just put them onto the pump, and then you pump like that. So that's how we've upgraded my pumping experience to create, to help stimulate milk production. On top of that, I also invested in a better nursing bra, or a pumping bra specifically. So this is not a nursing bra, but I had a nursing bra pumping bra combo, and I felt that it was not like snug enough, because with the nursing part it was a little bit looser. I'm not nursing and pumping at the same time, so I got a very heavy duty pumping bra. It has like a 2-section where you like open it and then it opens again. It holds the pump very tight to the breast, and on the back you can see that it has like it has Velcro, and you can move it and you can see how much extra is here. So on each side it fits extra small to extra large, and then it zips down the front. So it's really convenient to get on. My other pumping bra, nursing bra, clipped in the back, which is like impossible for me to get on at this point in a hurry. So I really love this. This was, I want to say, $29.99 on Amazon. It came highly recommended from my lactation consultant, as well as several other moms that reached out when I asked for a better pumping bra. Multiple people recommended this. It comes in pink, it comes in black. I only have one right now because I had the other one. I thought, well, I probably don't need both, but now that I've tried this, it also helps keep the suction better when I am pumping, and so that really, for me, makes it easier to have a better pumping experience. So I'll be getting another one of those. I have also been eating more consistently. I find that the more consistently I eat, the better my pumps are the next day or later that day. I find that when I'm not eating a lot, that I'm not getting as much milk. So I also have been filling up this giant water bottle, 40 ounces. I'm trying to fill it up 2+ times a day, working back up to that, because also whenever I'm nursing or pumping, I get insanely thirsty and it becomes very uncomfortable. But I also realize, again, like when I'm dehydrated, I feel like I have less milk when I pump later on. I don't know if that's in my head or whatever, but again, eating and drinking more has been really helpful in making when I pump more comfortable, and also the pumping experience, like getting more milk every pump. And then the last part of it, of like what I'm doing to increase my low milk supply and bring it back up, is taking a couple supplements that were recommended. So the first one is goat's rue, and this is a tincture. It doesn't taste that bad. I mixed it with a little bit of apple juice, but I take, let's see, I think it's like 30 drops. That's not very much per day, and this is to help stimulate milk production. This is what I started with first. That's the very first thing I took. I've been taking this for about a week, and then I just added in this week, we decided to add things in very slowly, moringa powder for energy, and alfalfa for inflammation and just like antioxidants. And both of these, this is by Pure Organic, and this was on Amazon. Take 4 capsules of this, and then this is, I think I take 2 capsules of this. It's just the dosage on them is a little bit different. One I think is 700 milligrams, and this one's 1,000, so that's the difference. But yeah, I've also added these 2 in once a day. I got both of these off Amazon. They're supposed to help with my energy levels, since pumping has made me very tired, especially at the volume I'm doing it. So those are all the things I'm trying right now. I have seen an improvement of how many pumps I get the same consistent amount. It was in the beginning when I was pumping, I was getting a lot in the morning, and then it was fading in the afternoon and night. I barely get anything, especially when I was doing it 2 hours apart. I haven't really gotten a bigger max volume, but I have consistently kept up the volume to where I was, like where I was in the morning through the afternoon and night now. So when I'm pumping every 2 hours, instead of fading to almost nothing, I'm consistently getting the same amount of breast milk. So that has been really great. I'm hoping that by keeping this up, that I will eventually increase the volume of breast milk I'm doing. And also, as the boys latch more, you know, it becomes, I think it'll help stimulate more milk production. So as the boys heal and we get them back on the breast more, as well as incorporate the new breast pump, more consistent nutrition, and of course some simple supplements and herbs, I'm really hoping to bring from a low milk supply to at least a very decent milk supply, that we don't have to supplement so much with the boys as before. I don't know if we can ever get to 100% with the twins, but obviously that would be the goal. If we can't, obviously then the goal is to get as much breast milk as possible. Every drop now is precious and amazing, and as soon as we pump, we give it to them, so that's been wonderful. But I will keep you updated, and I will also link all of the stuff that my lactation consultant and other people recommended to me in the description, so that you can check out stuff if you guys are interested and want to see what you could possibly use to help your milk supply as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. I, of course, hope to make an updated video where I'm like, I am pumping and breastfeeding and the boys don't need anything else. So hopefully in the future I'll be making another video, or at least updating you on how it's going. And of course, if you like this, give it a thumbs up. I know to make more content like this, and also subscribe if you want to follow along with my twin postpartum journey. Bye.